Anyway, we'll go back to a bit of discussion of the question. So yeah, I do not have a bike unless you are referring to a bicycle of the manual propulsion kind. I certainly do not have a motorbike. However, if I did have a motorbike, I've always preferred the Harley Davidson style. This is the aesthetics, I suppose. I don't know. I've never driven any kind of motorbike, therefore I don't know the driving, the differences in the drives, etc. But you know, the Harley Davidson style, sit back all the way back, and go around on them. They are quite the delightful looking motorbike. But as I say, I do not have any kind of bicycle license, motorised bicycle license. You don't need a normal bicycle license. But I do have a normal bicycle. Not that I use it all that much, but B-Fire. Okay, I received B-Fire. I'll pretend I know what a B-Fire is. I feel like using it is probably a mistake, because it feels like it's probably a... I kind of want to say it's going to be an in-battle object. I don't, again, it's like, what does that B stand for? I don't know. Oh, my brain can't think of any B words that would fit in there. The only one I can think of is backfire. And I don't think that's going to be the case. But maybe it is. Maybe it is some kind of backfiring button or something such. I don't know. But anyway, I think it's going to be like the item spells. So I can now cast a fire spell from my items. If, say, perhaps I wasn't the alien with the fire spell. That's my thought track. Whether it's right, I don't know. I received M-Herb. Yay! So we've managed to replace my M-Herb, which is good news. So back to bikes. Can't do bikes, but as I say, if I could, then I feel the Harley Davidson would be the route I would sort of desire. The chopper style bike. I think that's probably been made obvious. I believe, I may be mistaken, but I think in Saints Row, didn't I exchange a nice sporty bike for a nice Harley style chopper? I'm not sure. I may be mistaken, but I think I did. And I've always loved that sort of choppery style bike. So if I was to have a bike, it would probably be the dream bike. There would be the chopper style. And we mentioned, or I mentioned, I don't know. I am multiple people all locked in one head. This one of these multiple peoples speaks in a strange accent. Does he really? That is peculiar. Anyway, we have already mentioned, let's try and take the zombie first, because he's a prick. Who fucking revives his fellow friends. So, I'm trying to be a tune. It's not working. No, it's not. So just make up your Indian tune. I don't know what. Oh, you little prick. It's probably what most Indian people are saying now, having beholden that Indian impression or Indian accent. Technically, it is an impression of a generic Indian accent, I suppose. Potion 1 or Potten. Technically, they are spelt as Pottens. Anyway, so yeah, I possess Toyota Avensis. It's a nice enough car. It's a pleasant enough drive. I believe the fella who did the MOD said it was a very nice car, and I'm led to believe that's probably a good thing. I know bugger all about cars. I'm not a car person. You know, one pedal makes it go vroom vroom, one pedal makes it go lesser vroom or more vroom, dependent on the pedal. There's 3 pedals. I don't know ViceCommando if you're American or English, so it's difficult to say, because it's not fully viable to quite grasp from the sort of mustard or ketchup. Yeah, I suppose technically, if you were British, you might have said mustard or tomato sauce. But then again, ketchup has become a bit more of a universal term, so it's difficult to say for certain there. Then there's the sort of British people who have pretty long traditions of motorsports. That's sort of, I don't know, that feels almost suggestive of, I'm not British, therefore I'm asking you about Britishness thing. British people. I don't know, I feel like maybe you'd have said we as British, maybe, I don't know. So I'm wondering if there's American there for you, ViceCommando, but I may be wrong. As I say, it's very difficult to tell for the most part, unless informed directly, perhaps. So, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So Americans tend to not have free pedals, I don't think. Is that right? I think that's true. Because Americans tend to drive automatics for the most part. Or stick shift. That a thing? That is a thing, isn't it? I don't know. But I think most American cars tend to be automatic, whereas most British cars, for the most part, are sort of they're manual gearboxes where you push. So, yeah. Do American cars do have free pedals? I'm sure, don't they? They just have a stick shift. But then again, an automatic car probably doesn't have free pedals, does it? See, I'm just proving more and more that I know shit all about cars. I am not! Probably this is not a good impression to do with cars anymore, of course, but I'm not the most authoritative car man in the world, even though I can, of course, do this voice. And you think, if said in this voice, anything should sound like it's to do with cars. However, no, that's not the case in this scenario. Don't know where I'm going, I'm just exploring the beach, but at least we're into easy battles. Oh, we're probably not into easy battles. We've got Mr. Stretchy Clown Robo-Arms. We'll have to see what he's considered at the end. But we'll try... Oh dear. I have got very little health. Let us pot into... Because I really need to survive, because I don't want to go back to the old village. Really very much want to carry on to the new village, because you know, progress is fun. Punch him in the fucking scrot. That will be a critical hit, yes! Oh, I salute you, game, for your timing, you gorgeous, lovely piece of beautiful... Don't know where that sentence is going. It was going all over the place, and nevertheless, I cannot believe I asked you to punch him in the scrope for a critical hit. And what did you do? You punched him in the scrope for a critical hit. Glorious. A little bit sad how excited and entertained I've gotten because of that. But nevertheless, that's some kick-ass timing, game. That's some kick-ass timing. So anyway, back to the discussion of questions. I know nothing about cars. Do American cars have free pedals? I'm unsure. Or is it just simply a case of automatic cars have 2 pedals, brake and accelerator, manual cars have 3 pedals, clutch, brake and accelerator, and it doesn't matter whether they're American or British or Japanese or what have you. That is how it works. All the way round, and it's just a case of, I think, Americans tend to go for the automatic, whereas British, vast majority, I think, at least at the moment, may change in the future with all sorts of the new ticks and stuff. Many go for the manual, and I think, I certainly know this is true. If you have a driving licence, oh shit, I've got very low health. I really don't like these guys because they are draining my health something drastic. I really want the next village. Let me have the next town. Let me have this. Oh, you prick. Stop draining my health. He's got hip catchers. What a dick. He's got hip catchers and twirly fingers. Twirly fingers. I don't like it. Oh, they're androids. I didn't pay attention the first time, but they are androids. Androids with twirly fingers. I see upon my crystal balls. I'm looking at my balls. They're made of crystal. But I can see a little orb of luscious loveliness, and I want it. I want it so much, because I think it's the next village. If it's the next dungeon, I'm going to be really pissed off. Game, you're pissing me off. Come on, come on, come on. Be a nice seaside village. Seaside village! Seaside village! Seaside village! Woohoo! Welcome, Bono! Hey, welcome to the return of Bono. It's lovely to be here. That's not what I sounds like. People we'll try and make him sound a lot more manly, but still, we're making Bono the Irish village. People from all over the world go to the tavern in Doon. You may find useful information there. I will. I want to go to the tavern. I think this might... Is this the general inn? Because the tavern is definitely the other doors. That's fair enough. But this is definitely the inn. So, welcome to my... Oh, God, I've got to try and do an old Irish person. Fucking hell. Wait. You got to take a run up. Welcome to my inn. It costs £6 to stay one night. Would you like a room, dear young boy? It's creepy. It's amazing how that accent and those words turned that creepy as fuck. The journey is recorded. Come back any time. Good. Right, we will also look at my notes once more, because I've got notes on notes on notes here. But nevertheless, okay. Yes! Always frightful that I'm going to end up pushing the wrong button, because, well, 9 times out of 10, let's be honest, I pushed the wrong fucking button. Anyway, so we've got a save state there as well. Because I am sort of... Even though I'm having to use save states, I'm trying to avoid the abuse of save states. I'm trying to sort of only save when you would legit save. Which is probably going to be painful if I die in an awkward place and end up back everywhere, but still. I hear an interesting job is available in Zealous, located in the west. I'm heading there right now. Okay, well, we shall try Zealous in the never-enchanted... Wait, west. You say west. Did he say west? I think he said west. I'm probably going to have to investigate if he said west now. Because west was ocean. Nobody is in that... No, you're quite right. Nobody is in that direction. Because she walked away. Are you also looking for something called Rin? I just met a person who said the same thing. Hope you'd find it. I'm assuming this is... Now, this is where... Again, this is based on ViceCommando, your comments. Slash, I suppose... It's an interesting paradox here, really. Do I address you directly because this video is your question, and therefore I say, you told me in the comments that... Or do I continue to maintain the idea that other people will watch these videos, which is... That idea is being stretched very thin at this point. And therefore sort of reference you by name and say you commented, I don't know. Anyway, that's the paradoxical nature of my life. And therefore, right, so, ViceCommando, last time you said, I believe, about this idea of you gaining allies and relationships. Not in the allyships you get can be broken and you can be betrayed and they steal your shit. And so I am assuming this sort of bounty hunter, because the bounty hunter just said, I come from someone who's also on the hunt for the runes. The fellow rune hunters sent me to stop you. Which one? There's many. The first one I meet might not necessarily be the one who sent the bounty hunter. But am I going to accuse him of sending a bounty hunter? And will he lie? And it sounds like there's a lot of intricacies. Oh, look, this is at least one of the Lux. There we go, yeah, here he is. I am Lux. I am glad to see you again. If you let me join you, you will find me helpful someday. Will you let me? Ooh, now see. This is... Is he gonna stab me in the back? Because I can't afford a bloke that size stabbing me in the back. That is going to hurt. It's going to hurt something drastic. Anyway, I trust him, so I want people in my party. I can't help it. Thank you. Just tell me what you want me to do. Lux, join the party. Holy shit, I like that party join theme. Classic stereotype tropes in all of these games. In music, which I'm not sure if this one has as much as emphasised as some, and party joining music. And that was a nice party join music. So if this doesn't have a particularly good in-joining music, then I can forgive it, because it's got an awesome little party joining theme. We'll have to try and find another person so that we can actually explore it again. What the fuck is a BFOS? What's a BFOS 1? And what's an exaggerate? Are you going to exaggerate? That wouldn't have an I in it. Fuck. And I've also been informed, again, ViceCommando's comments, I've also been informed that the ruby, topaz, pearls and general other gemstones, I'm assuming it's all based on gemstones, they are based on the idea of a kind of a bank system, a safety bank system. So as I mentioned earlier, I was informed that what you lose is gold when you game over, or when you get defeated, I suppose. Whereas if you buy those jewels, you can't lose the jewels because they're items, and therefore you lose less money. So that's quite an interesting little system, and quite nice that they've put in a sort of a way of saving your funds in this kind of buyback. Because I think, again, based on your comments, the idea is you buy them for 500 and you sell them for 500, so you don't make any kind of a loss. Talk to you. In House of Healing, you can be treated for poison and recover your lost companions. Ain't that nice? Ain't that nice beyond compare? Let's go back to the question. Right, I think we've discussed bikes, we've discussed my lack of knowledge of cars, we've discussed that I have a Toyota Avensis. So as I say, it's a nice car. It's got a CD player. I got a brand, it's got a CD player, and all that jazz. Oh look, this is another one, isn't it? Or is it? It's sooner. Hello again. I don't have time to stay here. I must go. Ooh, now that makes me wonder. If I'd had a wander round, would I have been offered to have her join me instead of Lux? When you choose a companion, look for a quality which will strengthen your weakness. Yes, I didn't. I just chose the first fella that happened to be there. So, as I say, I'm wondering if I had left Lux behind, she would have possibly been willing to join my party. So there you go. I have a large selection of weapons. Okay, so again, none of them look... but at least this might test out the theory. No, because he's got all X's as well. What are the odds that he does... Unless he doesn't have weapons either. Oh, man. Lux. Yeah, in fact, he might not necessarily have weapons, because he's using his fists. The Xantes. But he is using coats and apparently pods. Right. This is where I so wish I had an instruction manual. Hello! I sell armour! Who will take it? I will take it. Terrible that I laughed at that, because I made my own joke in my head without anybody else knowing. Anyway, who will take it? Lux is the man to take it. Anyway, so again... But then again, he's using a coat, so maybe that's not one of those. So, I don't know. I don't know what the X's mean. Do the X's mean I can't have it, or do the X's mean nothing at all? I don't know. I just don't know. But I quite like the fact that I've got Lux. I'm going to avoid the tavern for now, because I'm going to look round. Look! Isn't here Tachudin? I wish I could be like them. Well, I mean, how does... I don't know much about the lore of the game, so how does one become a Tachudin? They're sort of big... They are big, clunky robo-fellas, I think, so... I don't know whether they're built, or born, or manufactured after the fact. Was he a human who has been, cyborged? My child is ill. Nice talking to you, love. Do you really... Do people really sort of have... Well, actually, not many people have random strangers enter their house. So it's very difficult to say this as a real-world example, but if a random stranger came into your house, would the first thing you say to them is, my child is ill? No, because the first thing you'd say is, of course, get the fuck out of my house.